Brands reinvent themselves all the times, and one of the watch brands that do it very well for the last decade or so is Tudor. Their history is deep in tradition and evolved with time. Like the second child that has been repositioned time and again throughout the years to be best suited to the whole family business. According to Tudor, the logo of the brand has been transformed 4 times during its existence. From the simple Tudor name with elongated letter T to rose inchilled with Gothic style letters, to the elimination of the shield and keep only the rose, and to the shield with modern serif name as we see today. The rose-only period began with a small rose, as collectors called it. It was on many models starting from the 1940s. In the late 50s, we started to see the big rose, the same rose, but bigger and moved up to the top of the dial. Together, the brothers' big and small roses were used until the end of 1960s, before they were changed to the modern shield. Today, we'll talk about my 3 pieces from the era that I like the most in vintage Tudor, the time of Big Rose, which I think is the pinnacle of Tudor rose. My Big Roses are simple 3-hand manual wine oysters with applied rose emblem at 12, dolphin hands, and chevron style hour indices. The frequency of second hand is quite low comparing to the modern mechanical watch. You can see the ticking clearly without slow motion playback. The applied Big Rose logo is obviously the highlight of the range. It is even more fascinating when you dig deep into the fact that it was an emblem for England, the House of Tudor, dated from the 15th century. In other Tudor watches, past and present, the rose logo is tiny and restrained. But when they decided to blow up the size, it allows us to see the intricate details of the rose, which is now not just lines on the dial, but the real metal relief, which was meticulously laid out on 12th position, the highest and most prominent place on the dial. The sheer size and the position of Big Rose shows us that the brand proudly takes the royal emblem as the identity of it, the same position as the crown on Rolex watches. What happened in 1969 that they decided to stop using it is the insight that I also would like to know more about. The style of dial is another unique aspect of these Big Roses. We mostly see Rolex and Tudor watches with straight markers. It is kind of a visual cue that if you see them with chevron indices, we are going back deep into the early days of both brands. Rolex largely stopped making chevron dial after the 50s, but Tudor still used it until the end of 1960s. After the change to shield logo, we don't see much of a chevron dial anymore. The printing on dial is minimal, with only Tudor name, the model Oyster or Oysterdate, and shock resisting, leaving most of the dial blank. For the automatic one, we see the early examples of signature smiling self-winding text above 6. As they are all 60 years old watches, their journey to the present were different, and it shows when you get to use them day in and day out. The first one I acquired is this Tudor Oysterdate. The identity of this piece is clearly on the patinated dial. As vintage watch mantra goes, patina is the damage that is uniform. It is up to the owner preference whether that particular dial is beautiful or not. The patina on this piece is not exactly uniform in details. Closer examination shows that there is rusty stain at the base of central pivot, and there are significantly more dark gray freckles on top half of the dial more than the bottom one. And the edge of dial is also darkened by stain, incidentally adding three-dimensionality to it. The second one in this group is Tudor Oyster. Contrary to the first one, the dial here is relatively very clean. The indices are still playing well with light. But when things look too good, it got me curious and looked closer into it. Is it possible for the 60-year-old watch dial to be this clean? If not, then it might be refinished. For me, the easiest giveaway clue is the word oyster. Comparing with another two pieces, the letters are out of proportion. It should be fatter and less spacing between each of them. So, even though this piece is a nicer and cleaner watch to wear, it may not value as much because of the redialing. The polished bezel adds refinement to the otherwise utilitarian brush finish in other part of the case and gives it a nice contrast. The third one is Black Dial Tudor Oyster. Black is a rarer variant of Big Rose. Here I got the piece in stainless steel case with gilt dial. Gold tone text and minute markers make the dial look subtler than white printing. All in all, I don't have any complaint about this piece. The legibility is good. The style is clean and casual, especially when pairing with this tan ostrich leather strap. And the best thing is, it is nearly impossible to run into someone with the same watch. These big roses were bigger on the wrist than the numbers suggest. It is the flatness factor, the ratio of case thickness and case diameter, that makes it look expansive on the wrist. It is also about the design of the lock, which creates continuous lines from the case to the tips of the lock. If you close one eye and focus on the silhouette of the curve on the left and right, together they combine into a profile of the no case shape, a slab with the same length as the whole lock-to-lock distance of 41 millimeters. Hence the saying of many watch experts that Rolex and Tudor case design makes the watch look larger than the actual case size suggests. The time of the rose, from 1947 to 1969, was like the early teens for Tudor, the age we sometimes have confusion in our character, like the parallel coexistence of both big and small roses. But it is inevitable in order to discover yourself as a grown-up. It wasn't a perfect period, but the fact that they made good and durable watches left us many legacies to be appreciated until today. And of course, the Big Rose is one of them. The Rose period was also the time that Tudor shared many similar designs with Rolex. And now, as the time of making this video, Tudor as a brand is becoming stronger, and that also affects their price in vintage. For now, it is, but not always a bargain to pick up a vintage Tudor. So the wise move is to buy Tudor because it is the design you like, not a substitution for Rolex. Let me know if you also enjoy the Big Rose like me.